What's up, guys? Back to some Bach stuff. So I did this partita from the partitas and sonatas. Oh wait, you know what? Check this out. Boom, Bach sonatas and partitas. So this is what this is from. It's from the B minor one, and I did the A section of this. So in this video I just played the A and B section, except I transposed it down to A minor, just because in terms of thinking of like helping this with your jazz playing, you know, you don't see the key of B minor and all the related chords don't pop up quite as much in a lot of the standards. So I wanted to bring it down to a key. A minor is much more common, and the related chords D minor and E7. You see those so much more in jazz. So I just wanted to memorize it, but in a key where I'm seeing more, you know, more jazz changes. Just, you know, I'm just trying to get some of these ideas onto my jazz playing too, as well as just studying the awesomeness of Bach. So I have this written out in tab. It's really pretty straightforward. It's all just arpeggios in a very creative way. But just to play through, let's check out the A section. So we're in A minor, one chord, A minor, and then right away to the 5 chord. That's kind of diminished, F diminished, over an E7 gives you E7 flat 9. That's all that. And then back to A. So it's A, E7 flat 9, back to A. Back to A minor with the flatted 7 in, so it's A minor 7. That flat 7 pulls us a half step down, G to the F, which is now we're going to D minor. The reason we're playing F is because F is the minor third of D minor. So he's playing the third. He does thirds a lot of the chord to extent. Instead of just playing the D, the root, like a bass would, he's starting the chord out on the third. So this is a D minor chord. Or it's a B minor 7 flat 5. That's the one thing that sometimes it's hard to tell. Those two chords are very similar. So so we start on that F, and then the rest of the line. That's the line. That could be D minor, or it could be the relative minor of D minor, which is B minor 7 flat 5. Now they both serve a similar function. In the key of A minor, D minor is the 4, which pulls to the 5, which pulls back to A minor. B minor 7 flat 5 is the 2. It also has the F in it. And then that pulls to the 5, which goes back to the A. So it's just two different ways of getting back to the A. 4, 5, 1, or 2, 5, 1. Same kind of thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell. In this case, you're starting on the F. Okay, so let's say it's B. Let's look at it as B minor 7 flat 5. This next run here kind of suggests it's a B because he's got the B note in it. It's F, E, D, B. So it's either a D minor 6 or a B minor 7 flat 5. I think he's thinking 2 here, B minor 7 flat 5. So A. So here's our 2 chord, B minor 7 flat 5. And then he plays, that's the A, the flat 7 of the B minor 7 flat 5. He does this a lot. He plays that, and then when you go to the 5, you just go down a half step, and that's the 3rd. So the 7 of the minor chord, in this case it's A, the flatted 7th. When you go to the 5 chord, you just drop down a half step, and you get the 3rd of the E. Bach does that all the time. So now we're on an E7. G sharp B. Then we walk down to the 3rd of A minor, flat 3rd A minor. E, B, C. See how we're ending on the C. So from the B minor 7 flat 5, there's the E, E, still notes in the arpeggio, but we're walking down to the C. That's the flat third of A minor. Very creative. Now let's see, what does he do there? Okay, yeah, then he just does a scale run. He's jumbling the notes up in kind of creative way. You just look at the tab for that and see the logic there. Just a nice little run. Playing C and A, so the bottom line goes down and the top line goes up. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Then he does a scale run, A minor, from A. And when he gets to the G, now it's changed to relative major. So A minor relative major is of course C. So now we're now in C, a C major. We just jumped up to relative major. We do a C arpeggio, a C9 add 9 arpeggio, and then we're going up another fourth to F major, C major to F major, all in the key of A minor. So our C was, and then we land on the major third of F. Now this F goes to relative minor of F. This F becomes a D minor, and D is acting as the 2 chord in a 2-5-1 with C, D, and then we go to G. G with a B in the bass, but it's a G. There's the G. Plays 3 notes on B, D, G, F up here. It's kind of a nice arpeggio spread. And then we land on the third of C right there. Bang. Then this next measure picks up with a G, little G arpeggio. Okay, so now when we got to the C, I just want to back up a little bit. We had D minor, G7, and there's our C. But then we seem to, in here, we have 2 notes that don't quite fit the C, F and D. It almost seems like he scrunched in a really fast D minor 7, possibly. Why D minor? Because that F is the flat third of D minor, D is the root. But I think he's thinking D minor because next comes a G7. It's like he's doing a little teeny, real quick D minor to G7 in this spot. So again, from the F, goes up the F, it comes down as a D minor, G7, so D to G is a 2-5 in C. There's the resolution to the C, E, C, and then we have a little D minor, which goes to G7. That would make a 2-5 in C. And then here's the C. Instead of C major, is resolving to C7. That's a C7 right there. B flat, G. And then he's jumping down 3 frets. We're on a C7. Bach does this a lot in these pieces where you're on a dominant chord and then you jump down 3 frets to the dominant chord, 3 frets away, 3 half steps away. So on C7, you'd make a jump to A7. He seems to like that move. And then we go down to A7. Now, the function of that A7 is to pull to the D minor, which is right here. So this would be all D minor. Straight arpeggio stuff. Backing up one to the A7, that's all straight A7 arpeggio, except he adds a flat 9, the B flat. And then we're on to a D minor arpeggio, D minor 7, because there's the C, the flat 7. Here we're going to E7, so D minor to E7 is the 4 to 5, and we're back to A minor, 4 to 5 in A minor. So D, walking down to the G sharp, the third of the E chord, flat 9 on the E, F to the E, and then we're back to A, starting on the C, again a chord, but starting on the third chord tone. In this case, flat third. So there's our A minor. Now we go to F sharp. So So here he's doing, we did a D minor to E7 to A. So that's a 4, 5, 1 in A. But then the A becomes like a 2 chord and moving to D. A minor to D is a 2, 5 in G. A minor to D7. So he's fitting these real quick little, little 2 5s in. And so anyway, again, D minor, E7, A minor, D7. So a lot of, there's some, that creates movements in fourths. Now from this D7, he's going up to the E7, so we're kind of sticking to it. A minute ago he did D minor to E7, but now he's going D7 to E7. So he's playing around with the tonalities, and it creates some really cool melodic stuff. So A minor, D7. Now we're going to do E7 by approaching the 5th of E. C, B. All this is E7. Then we approach the G sharp, the 3rd. That's all E7. And then this is a nice drop to A minor chord. And then back to E7. From the C, 1 fret down to the B. That's how we get to the E chord. So again, all this is E7. And here's A minor. Whoops. A minor. Back to E. And this is brilliant. This is great. This is all E7. But before he goes back to A, he goes down to the D. That's part of the E7 arpeggio, but he's using a low, he's keeping it way down here. And that D walks us down to the C, the flat 3rd of A7. So it's a great way to approach the chord. So to play that whole line out, where are we? From the E7, there's the D. Okay, so we hit the C, the flat 3rd of A, so now we're in A again. Now on the A, he plays, this is all arpeggio tones, just kind of mixed up really nice. A minor. Now we're going to a D, so that's like sort of implying a 2, 5 in G. But he doesn't necessarily have to resolve the G. It's just, a nice movement in fourths. Here's the D major. That's all D. That's all D major. Let me check that. That's all D. That could be, that's all D. Now, here again, right after this D. Okay, now what we're going to is a B7. Remember how I said he likes to go down 3 frets? Well, this is D7. You go down 3 frets, and you get to a D7. So that's what's happening here. So the B7 now. So let me replay the D section. So we had A minor, D. Now we got a nice D7, dominant 7 line, which pulls, of course, to E minor. And then we go back to a B major, B7. Now this, now we're going to an E7. Why? Probably because A minor is coming up next, and it is. So there's the E7, and then boom, back to A minor. So real quick, there's a lot going on right there. A lot of movement, all the way from, I could back this up. The whole song is just so much movement of similar chords. So going back to that D, we had the A minor. Now here's the D major, B7, E minor, back to B major, then E7, E dominant 7, so that we can pull to A minor. Now, the 2 chord, B7 changed to a dominant, 2 chord changed to a dominant, very spread out. It's a B7 with a flat 9. Whoops. And the B7, of course, is pulling to E, in this case E7. There's an B7. Then we got another little B7. That's the flat 9. There's the arpeggio, the B7 arpeggio, and then back to E. So it's like E, B7, E. That type of sound. But he's doing it much, you know. Sonata 2 in B minor. That's all for now. Subscribe, comment, you know, anything, any lessons, anything cool you want to work on. And that's about it. We'll see you all next time. Thanks, everyone.